I'm seeing a lot of videos disputing that American oil companies will move back into Venezuela. And I have to say, I disagree with the people that are saying that. Not because the wells are easy money, they are not, but this is not, I'll say that again, this is not an oil story. As are most stories about oil, this is about power. So, do you really think the Americans are going to go through all this trouble for no economic benefit? Listen to the language coming out of Washington right now. Secretary of State Marco Rubio is openly framing Venezuela as a Western Hemisphere security issue, not just a humanitarian issue, not just a democracy issue. Don't take my word for it. Here's a clip of Marco Rubio himself, and I'll make some additional comments after.
We don't need Venezuela's oil. We have plenty of oil in the United States. What we're not going to allow is for the oil industry in Venezuela to be controlled by adversaries of the United States. You have to understand, why does China need their oil? Why does Russia need their oil? Why does Iran need their oil? They're not even in this continent. This is the Western Hemisphere. This is where we live. And we're not going to allow the Western Hemisphere to be a base of operation for adversaries, competitors, and rivals of the United States.
Before we continue, please make sure to like and subscribe. All right, so what did Marco Rubio say? He's talking about our hemisphere, our backyard, and he's explicit that the United States will not tolerate hostile or criminal networks operating inside that space. That means China and Iran and Russia, as well as the narco-terrorists. And in that same media cycle, the administration is describing an oil quarantine and levers to protect U.S. interests. The point is leverage. Oil is the leverage. Remember, the Trump administration has 3 years remaining in office. So for the near term, like it or not, this is geopolitical reality. So if you take that worldview seriously, then a U.S. corporate foothold in Venezuela is not optional, it's strategic. Not because they want to flood the market with Venezuelan barrels tomorrow, but because they want control of the assets, influence over the operating terms, and visibility into output and exports. It's about who gets access and who gets shut out and who ultimately sets the conditions. That is why you should expect joint ventures and structured re-entry, the kind that lets the United States shape the operating environment, contracts, governance, security, and where the barrels go. American oil companies do not need Venezuela because it's easy. They would go back because controlling the Western Hemisphere and keeping rivals from controlling strategic assets in the Western Hemisphere is becoming explicit policy language. Oil is one of the biggest control levers on the board, and the US has proven they're willing to pull them. Thanks for watching.